Hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Mary's Makes and Mends. Here on my channel I do a lot of fun sewing tutorials and DIY projects, so if that's something you're interested in, thanks for stopping by and I hope you enjoy this video. I was able to do a lot of reading this past year, and I'm looking forward to doing lots more this year, so I was in need of a new e-reader case. As you can see, I really needed a replacement for mine. My e-reader doesn't even stay in the case anymore. I bring this thing everywhere, and I'll probably still end up using the old case when I'm bringing it outside or to work with me, but I'm really excited to show you today how I made this case for my Kobo. I love this fabric. Of course you probably know already that I love black cats. Coincidentally, it also matches a pencil case that my mom gave to me. So let's get into the project. I made this to fit my specific Kobo, which measures 4.5 by 6 inches. You may need to adjust the measurements if your e-reader is different. You'll need 4 pieces of foam and 2 pieces of thin cardboard, each 5.5 by 7 inches. Your fabric will need to be cut into pieces as follows. 2 pieces of fabric that measures 12.25 by 7.5 inches, 1 little square for the magnet that measures 2.5 by 2 inches, 2 pieces for the magnet strap that measures 4.5 by 2.5 inches, and 1 piece for the cord pouch that measures 5.25 by 7 inches. I tried to line up the patterns on the pieces for the magnet and the strap so that they matched up when the case is closed. You'll also need 2 little magnets. Mine are just old fridge magnets. Some thread to match your project. Some elastic. You'll need 4 pieces that are 3 inches long. And I added this little tag as a personal touch to mine. I like making myself fun iced coffees when I'm working on sewing projects. You'll also need some glue, which brings me to our first step. We're going to glue the cardboard piece in between 2 foam pieces, like a sandwich. I used a stack of books to set the glue, and we can just leave these off to the side until later in the project. I made the magnetic strap next. To do this, we're going to iron 3 of the seams inwards about 1/4 inch, leaving the back seam that will not be seen open. Pin and sew these pieces wrong sides together, again leaving the back seam open. We're then going to take one of the magnets and slip it inside all the way to the front. Make sure that you have the magnet turned to the correct side so that they will pull together. Now sew alongside the open side next to the magnet to hold it into place. I've ironed all the seams inward about 1/4 inch on this little square piece, just like I had done for the magnetic strap, and now I'm pinning it in place on the front of the case. This piece is going to be used to hold the magnet on the front. I found it easiest to sew 3 of the sides first without the magnet inside, and leave one side open to slip the magnet into after. Once these sides were sewn, I slipped the magnet in and sewed up the top. Test it out and make sure you're happy with it before moving on. Now I'm ironing the seams on the remaining 3 pieces inwards to 1/4 inch. For the piece that will be the cord holder, we're going to fold and iron the right side over twice. This seam will be exposed, so we want it to be nice and tidy. I'm also pinning my label on the bottom right corner of the cord pouch. Now I'm top stitching the seam that was folded over twice and sewing my label on. I pinned the cord pouch to the inside fabric and edge stitched it on, making sure to still leave my opening. Now we will be adding the elastic corners. To do this, I first marked out the corners on my Kobo with a piece of chalk. I drew these lines 1.5 inches down either side of the corner. I then pinned my elastics into place. I tucked the raw edge underneath each piece. Sew the elastic into place using a zigzag stitch. I went over my elastic again to ensure it was sturdy. I pinned half of the front and back pieces together. We can't sew right through the foam and cardboard pieces, so we're basically going to be encasing them between rows of stitching. This was what I felt was the best way to do this. Edge stitch 1/8 inch around this piece. Now slip one of your foam pieces into the case. Make sure it's as snug as it can be right up to the stitching. And stitch right beside where the foam piece rests from the top to the bottom of the case. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side, leaving an opening for the second foam piece. Edge stitch this at 1/8 inch as well. Now stuff the second foam piece into this opening. We're also going to line up the magnetic strap and pin it into place to be sewn into the seam here. Sew this seam at 1/8 inch once everything is lined up correctly. and making sure that the foam piece is snug into place, so right beside where the foam piece rests where the spine of the case is. And there you have it, your very own e-reader case. This was such a fun little project to create and personalize. I just love how mine turned out, and I hope you make one too. Leave me a comment down below if you've made one for yourself. As always, thanks so much for watching. It means a lot to me. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more DIYs and sewing projects like this. I release them every Sunday. Bye for now!